Oh, this is a really interesting turn. This could be the Caponier. Damn risky. Okay, significant damage found. So now that I have introduced you to the central fortress Modlin and its history, it is time we begin visiting the surrounding forts, because they are some of the most interesting constructions I have crawled through in years, if not ever. There are 19 outer-lying forts around Modlin, an inner ring and an outer ring of forts. Some of them were constructed in the latter part of the 1880s, with significant upgrades all the way up to 1914 and World War I. And some were new constructions, specifically for World War I, with construction or reconstruction still ongoing as Ludendorff approached Warsaw in 1915 with his army. What makes these so interesting is that they were all constructed using the most modern techniques for one, and all constructed completely different and separate from each other, by different construction crews, different engineers in different ways, which makes them absolutely amazing because none of them are alike. Some of them were partly blown up after the Battle of 1915, but some were intact enough that they put up a serious fight in 1939, and some of them even fought on in 1944-45 when they were occupied by German soldiers fighting the Russians. Now I have to give you a warning, since you know that I usually give you a long, in-depth history and documentation on the places I take you through. That's not always possible here. There is an incredible lack of information, photos, documentation, so what I can really only do is crawl through them and try to figure it out as we go. One of the most interesting forts were originally built in 1883 to 88 as part of the construction of the first ring closest to Modlin. Then, in 1894 to 1900, it was thoroughly modernized again and again in 1912 to 14, which completely changed the original layout, whatever that was, because I don't have a map of it. The fort was built on a symmetrical layout facing southwest. It's surrounded by a deep dry moat, and due to the low location of the area, most underground have drainage channels under the floors. 5 kilometers drive south of the fort. It's the next sign of warfare.
Due to the low location of the site, most underground galleries have drainage channels under the floor, defended by a caponier placed in the moat below the level of the barracks. Two small exits secured with armored doors left to the right.
According to stories, this is one of the most interesting forts around Modlin. It's also one with extensive underground galleries, and it's one that lasted all the way up until World War II. At one point, somebody blew up munition in here. That's where the majority of the damage is from. And there clearly have been some fires in here. Do you think this is original? It looks original, doesn't it?
Yes, but this print is interesting.
That's why I'm thinking it's
the
original.
Colors. Yes,
That
but
means there's something over here original. Oh, here too. I mean, it was held by the Russians, and they fought over here until 1915. And this fort actually held until the Germans and the Russians signed an armistice. And it was relatively undamaged. So there to be Russian writing, that's more like it. For there to be Russian writing on it makes perfect sense. which is very rare. You see that. Electricity. But if there's leftover munitions here for World War II, this was used for World War II as well, if not for anything else than storage, which can be explained why there's a ramp to wheel in munitions that have been damaged, and I see shrapnel in the walls. I see shrapnel everywhere. Not significant, but something tantamount to maybe a hand grenade or something small. And all these were closed off. So it was used for something. More stairs. That's been fire here. Well, I guess up the tunnel. There's a lot of electricity ran through here at some point. Even here in the walls, electrical cables. There's a lot of electrical cables that ran through here. Far more than you would expect from a regular fortress. I wonder if any of this was used for wartime production as well. Before we crawl through there, that should be a door right here. Leading there. There's not. It's pulled up. Okay. All right. I knew I should have worn my boots. I knew it. This is it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what this is, but I know there's a tile floor and a dead end. And something ran with this here. And it's not actually that deep. Look at all this up here for cables. And here, maybe this was generator room. A lot of cables emanated from here. I mean, everywhere is electrical. A lot of electrical. It's actually rather strange. There was barracks with 7 large rooms as you enter, and from the middle a wide tunnel which leads to the interior of the fort and a way out on top of the fort, with a second shaft covering the barracks. All parts of the fort were connected, and it is the most extensive system of underground connections in the Modlin Fortress series. And if you look at the walls, you will notice all the brick fragments and parts which have been modernized with concrete. The neck part was defended by a caponnier, placed in the moat below the level of the barracks, with 2 small exits to the moat with armored doors. Is there a way up? There better be. Way out to the room. There used to be a way out. This is going to be one of those forts. There's nothing on the other side.
Yeah,
Close to. Okay. This is going to be one of those where we have to find out how to get in and out. So from. Well, that's where the light's coming from.
Oh, okay, so this side.
Now, the fort was extensively modified before the First World War, and what was done when is a little unclear, but this probably was up until the original artillery positions. Alright, up the hill and over. And now, as we're crawling around outside on top of the old artillery positions, looking for the underground tunnels, we're finding more buildings, and I believe this would be the well of the fort, which is rather significant and, I would say, somewhat dangerous, especially if you go sightseeing at night. The fort consisted of 4 artillery positions with an additional room, possibly, for a spotlight. There was also 2 rooms for the munition depot and 1 for the generator room. To defend the moat, concrete shooting galleries were also created in the ramparts. This could just be a covered entrance for a powder magazine. This, in fact, looks... Ooh, wait. I just love it when I make up my mind about something that I'm absolutely certain I know what it is, and then the light comes on. Alright. Well, shall we keep swinging right until we go left? This could be the Caponier. That looks like it would lead up to an observation dome. And with electrical or communication leading to it. And since scrappers have pulled out what I'm assuming is cabling all throughout here, I assume that there's electrical wiring that has run through the entire fort, ending in a fixture there. Okay. So, must be the Caponier. Firing positions, ventilation. Ran a well there. Don't go on that. Well, not a well, just a hole. Oh, it looks original. Shrapnel. Electrical. And could be ventilation. That's actually very advanced if that was what that was. Electrical. Alright, so if we go under the assumption this is the Caponier, then the hallway will lead us back and then into the fort. So I'd rather see tunnels. I will crawl around outside, shaking hands with every mosquito in the forest. So, I'm going to be optimistic here and make it upright, and we'll see what happens. So, munition store, possibly. Probably not. This is probably where the command would have been, since all electrical wiring is running in here, not just to the light fixtures, see any significant ventilation in here. So, well, that's a hell of a communication tunnel. I mean, just from one hallway, this is one room inside the hallway. This is still 2 meters thick. I don't build them like that anymore. Okay, hallways it is. And again, electrical running all along the tunnel wall. Little storage dip. Okay. Let's stick to the right and then turn around. I think that'll just be rooms here, or... Boy, was I wrong. There's an exit. Huh. I'll be damned if I know what way to go. So let's go this way. You got it? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. All right. See the wall here. Oh, let's find some more authentic writing. And that is not what I'm talking about. This will be ventilation. No, it could also be munition. Could be a munition hoist. That would make sense if it was. Actually, looks like this was painted green at one point. Or it actually does look like it had paint on it. Yeah. I feel the draft. Here was another munition hoist that's been bricked up. Because that opens up to the outside. So there's artillery positions on the roof where we are. Which means that theoretically there'll be a staircase. Right here. I want to sound smart by saying that because I thought there was going to be a staircase up to the artillery position. This actually. And that is where this is a really interesting turn, but that's where the observation cupola would be, or possibly still is. So there have been some sort of staircase or ladder rung going up here. That's pretty weird. Well, I guess we get weird. It is what it is. They built a thing to accommodate another thing. They just made it look interesting. All cement. All right. Down we go. Got an angle. So, down we go. Now, note how the cables follow us just like they do in World War II bunkers and tunnels. And I have made a mental note that there's one more entrance from the outside, and there's a tunnel up from where we were to the left that we haven't taken. Stating out loud, so I don't forget. This looks like munition stores. I think it really was painted green at one point too. And we have a firing position. Or a Maxim or other. Okay, so is this the Caponier then? No, this is the entrance, or an entrance. Huh? I'm intrigued. So the mosquitoes. This is very elaborate. And okay. So there's a covered wall here on either side of the two firing positions, with brick in the center, stone, cement. I wonder why there was a wall there dividing this. I think this is the Capone. This was me changing my mind mid-sentence. You're just gonna have to go with that. So lighting in the center, firing positions. There's a ditch, that makes sense. So we are looking down the ditch. So is this the counterscarp? It could be. It very well could be. It's really hard to get a handle on these. So wait now. This is a firing position. There's no entrance to this. It means there's an underground tunnel leading to this that we have yet to find. With very clean cement. This is an elaborate defense of the ditch. And the Russians held out here. They fought. This fort did not fall. It was not destroyed in World War I fighting. And it didn't fall to the Germans. It didn't surrender until the armistice was signed between the Russians and the Germans in 1915 for this area, or a surrender was organized for the Russian troops here. So, got a counterscarp, perhaps? I don't know. And the ditch could run in 3 different directions here. This is very elaborate. I wasn't exactly sure what to see with this thing. Oh! This is a really interesting turn. To the counterscarp on the other side, I think. I could also be wrong, and it could end right here because, you know, once in a blue moon I am wrong. It's a very sad day if I am ever wrong at times. Nuns will cry. There'll be lots of praying. Log tunnel. Don't know where all the sand came from. Firing points all around the side, electrical. Another block tunnel. Could be a counter tunnel. We are in the outer wall of the ditch as far as I can tell. Somebody tell me where in that God's name the sand came from. Okay, sand's not going away, so I'll stop complaining about it, but how did it get here? This quite possibly will end here. This just being a shooting gallery. Exactly. So here you cover that building from approaches from the right, while it's covering you with approaches from the left. And shooting gallery have all the slope firing ports leading down the ditch. Absolutely brilliant. This is almost, I'm not going to say medieval, that would be the wrong time period. 15, 1600 fort galleries like this. Forts, fortresses, old castles. You see shooting galleries like that, it's brilliant. What's it doing here? Don't care, brilliant. The Russians built some amazing forts here in Poland leading up to World War I. That cannot be denied. And of course then they became godless communists and they couldn't build a straight wall after that. Never mind. Right? And I wonder how the whole side here blew out. They did say the majority of the damage was done after World War II when leftover ammunition was blown up here. I haven't seen anything that looks like that, unless they stuck ammunition in here and blew it up. But I'm expecting a section with a significant amount of damage, to be honest. But I don't think we've seen, there's a lot of this we haven't seen yet. I don't think we've even seen the beginning yet. But it is interesting that here's more sections of the gallery that has been torn out, and I don't see any stone or rubble lying out here. This is the ditch out here. Just gonna walk it to the end. I wonder how this happened. This is the most significant damage that we've seen. Is it possible that somebody stored munitions here in the gallery? Of course, it's also entirely possible that there was firing positions here in this wall, leaving it a little more vulnerable. Alright, you're actually going to make me crawl here, are you? Yep. And another point of interest, the foundation here is made of fairly large stones. Easy to see here. These are actually fairly large stones for the foundation. We've seen that before, these Russian forts, and this is how thick the wall was. You know, the brick wall over my head that is slowly collapsing. You know, that thing. Okay. These Russian forts were not built symmetrically like the Prussian, the French, Belgians, but they certainly weren't built shabby. Alright, so what we got coming? Oh, a tunnel up. That's what I want to see. Well, it's a bunch of sand. Not what I want to see, but we'll go with it. Alright, and we're crouching a bit here. Okay, significant damage from the outside of the fort. Crouching on. Really? You're gonna make me crawl? You damn rusky. Okay, significant damage found. Yeah. Yep. Well, I was asking for it. Honey, something seems to be wrong with the roof today. So, there's a window. Lots of shrapnel damage. Coincides with munitions, explosives blowing out in the wall. Lots of shrapnel. Why? This is the day it chooses to fall down completely. That's actually steel. Is that? No, that's from. There was a tunnel up there, I think. This might have been 2 floors. That's hard to see from here. Must be super athletic. Ow! And kick my ankle up against a piece of metal. It may or may not be there. Could also just be me. I'm actually surprising this is still standing. This is not reinforced cement. Oh, I am started getting worried now. Wow. Well, we found the damage, alright. So I don't know if we go over there through that hole or up here. We go this way. Yeah, this is the way. See if there's a tunnel up here and a floor below. This is the upper tunnel wall, maybe. Curves a little bit. If this was a French or Prussian fort, I would say this was exactly as the other side we were in, having been blown up. But since I know the Russians built them differently, I can't say that because I don't know if they did. Well, you can also just walk over there, I guess. There's a graceful and a graceless way. I would love to find some part of this building I could recognize as something before it blew up and disassembled itself. Well, here's an exit. And here's another exit. Gonna pop my head outside. So, let's see if you can go let's see if there's a way through there, or this is where that ends. This could have been a caponnier, could have been a ditch defense building. Kind of hard to say, really. Try to go the other side here. Let's see how I can get a better idea. I need a little bit more distance from it, so it will. Whoa! There was a tunnel underneath here, leading to this building. There's a tunnel underneath here. The fort proper is in there. That's how you would once get into this, into the ditch defense. This is what this is. This is, yeah. But you would get in there through this. Now I get outside, I can see where I am. That's amazing, though. I wonder where. Damn, I want to see where that is. It's below the floor. See down there? Down there. I'll just take a look at this. They used to get here through a tunnel. There's a tunnel that's...
There's no way, yes, it's that end. Oh, can you just put me some light here? Easier to go there, yes, than get back.
It usually is, yes. So there were definitely two floors, but there's a floor below this. There's a tunnel leading to the main building that's cracked. So there would be a way in to this from below this, which is really kind of interesting. And they covered up firing ports. And the roof that has come down, come up there, but it's full of food. Okay, sorry. So yeah, this was a two-story building. And this is just for the defense of the ditch. This is not a fighting position. This is simply defensive. That's something. Now, in order to get into the tunnel, the entrance would literally have to be here, underneath this. So there would have been a staircase that is now full of sand and completely gone. That would have been, come on, I'll show you. This is the ditch and the exposed tunnel roof. That's very interesting. It's also quite high. We're on top of the fort, and there's a lot of these shallow dugouts, and there's a lot of craters from shelling. It's very hard to see if we can actually find the actual artillery emplacement positions because, well, yeah, you get the idea, right? So we're trying to find our way back into the fort through a different direction. Well, I mean, it's hard to give you an idea of perspective. We are on top of the fort. We are at treetop level with some of the trees that are growing in the valley here down in the ditch. And you can just barely see the cement of the counterscarp over there. Give you an idea how vast this is and how completely impervious to World War I artillery this fort will be here on top.
Yes, he can't do this.
I can't ski either. I also don't want to. I love how the electricity just ran everywhere. That is why there's a wall in between, because that will cover the exit that's on the other side down there. This could very much have been a place for a light. These things do happen and did happen and did exist. And since there's electricity running to it, could have been a light to light up the ditch, which is up here. Alrighty. Alright, we will go up and then we will make that other turn, because I didn't forget about that corridor. Look at all that electricity in the World War I fort. It's just saying. Ah, so this is where we didn't go. I feel a warm air coming towards me. And I'm not just saying that because that's the bathrooms. That means here is an exit with a very large hole in it. Is this the exit next to the entrance to the... Yes, it is. That's right here. So that tunnel that's turning the other side is the one we want. It leads us back into the fort. All right then. How somebody blew that? That wasn't a direct shot, because they would have literally been right outside the door. Well, traditional shot of the Aurora bathrooms, and I am telling you they look pretty much identical now to what they looked like at that time. And there's a shopping cart. It's not a shop, there's a green, a basket. Okay. So, So this should lead us into the rest of the fort, and it damn well better. And it damn well does. Meg, don't you dare stop here. I'm not as worried about the hole as I am by a dead end. Okay, how do we get into the rest of the fort? I sound like I'm disappointed, but there was the rest of the fort. Okay, this is another covered entrance. Here's another. Okay. Somewhere there's a World War I steel dome, and it was not removed, it was not destroyed. And I must have it, I must bring it to everyone, it must be mounted on my patio before this year's over. This is the other side. Much as I'd love to say let's go inside, let's go up top. I am a little excited. I found out there's a World War I steel dome in place, intact, here somewhere. I'm not saying this is a little bit like you know, that first time you fall in love with a sports car, but this is a little bit like that first time you fall in love with a sports car, especially if it had double D's. Don't know where it is. This is parapet firing position. Here's another entrance that we haven't seen. We've got 3 more entrances, but up here, don't care. We'll go inside, we'll look for tunnels for the rest of our lives here. I don't care. There's a World War I steel dome, and I'm not leaving until I find it. And neither is my poor friend that's with me, but you know, she should have known better. She thought she had a life. Oh, let's show some forts, Warsaw. It's great, no problem. We have some lunch, have some coffee. No. This is stupid in the jungle, looking for a 100-year-old piece of metal. And I know it exists because I just saw. By the way, this is a firing parapet, firing that direction in case you care. I don't care right now. I have a LiDAR image of this fort that tells me it's around here on this section. Probably overgrown. This is not helpful. Okay. And here in my search for the steel dome, found this, which would be a steel half dome artillery observation post. You can see the holes for the bolts. Of course, that unfortunately have been removed, but that tells me that somewhere in the vicinity we are steel dome adjacent. I can feel it. I can also feel my camera getting hung up. So here you see the firing parapet that runs all the way down there, and somewhere in this mess there's a steel dome waiting for me. Now we're going to see if we can find it from the inside, because this is a mess. Alright. This is probably just a magazine store. It is a magazine store. Munition lift. So this is just a magazine that might not be stared down, which is fine because, no. Well, here was certainly some position that was closed. That could have been up to the steel parapet. And now we're going down here. I don't know what I'm the most excited about. Well, tunnels or steel domes. Be careful, these stairs are worn and sloping. Like very sloping. Yeah, don't rush. Woo. So, starting here, I'm guessing this is the collapsed entrance to the Capunier. which means it's going to be blocked down here. But then at least we found that tunnel. We are so deep underground, I'm not going to see a ladder to a steel dome, but I'll find it. Slope up to an end, and a hidden down slope up. Yep. Yeah. This is the collapsed tunnel leading out there. Actually, the tunnel is not really that collapsed, to be honest. It's in pretty good shape, except it ends at the other end. So now we have one mystery less. Outstanding. Good times. Okay. Back on the whole steel dome thing. I'm not obsessing with things I haven't seen that I didn't know exist. It's perfectly normal for grown men to completely lose their minds over a 120-year-old piece of metal that they didn't know exist. It happens all the time. Just ask anybody who's married. Men are a little bit like puppies. We see shiny things, we don't have to go touch them. Power store. Power store. Another power store. Yeah, walls were painted green. Someone finally ladder up. This is an exceptionally cool place. Wait now. Here's the bathroom. So here's an exit? Wait a minute.
We're here.
How? That can't be.
Yes, we're here.
No.
No? I think
Well, we went by it. We didn't go in here.
Okay.
This is the other entrance to the tunnel, which is then there's one behind us. That's probably, we'll take a look at that at the end.
Okay.
But okay, yeah, this is where we crawled up to look for the thing. Yes, yeah, we were here. Where this thing. Okay, so they got shut up in two places. Of course, defensive, and of course, the bathrooms. You get the idea. Okay, so I just want to make sure it is a dead end because I'm not taking anything for granted. And I shouldn't. And this is why I'm not taking anything for granted. Son of a motherless goat. What the hell, why? Oh, the hell you don't. Oh, the hell you don't. No. No. That's not how we play in this game. I'm here looking for steel domes. I don't care.
It's so unfortunately, so I'm just...
This is the footage no one will ever see.
I don't know if it's good because I was too close.
Oh, yeah, we'll zoom it in a bit. So,
But we were here from that side.
is this that?
Yes, we were here.
Oh, son of a bitch! So we have to go back out and crawl through that hole because the tunnel is the other way. Oh, son of a bitch! Do you want to crawl through the hole again? Or should we just go around? Now, here's the sad and tragic news for everyone. I did find the hole where the steel dome used to live. It was back here. So, well, it is there no more. The picture of the dome I saw from this amazing fort was from '98. Since it has most likely been removed and recovered to some museum somewhere, hopefully we can find a place and visit it. Now, there's no specific order of this, so this should just be a power store. It should be. But it's not. So, here we go. That would be too easy, wouldn't it? That's a hell of a ventilation, right? That's kind of interesting. I feel I can smell steel domes. I can feel it. It's my pancreas. It tells me that we're close. Right up tunnel. Ventilation, maybe? Communication? What the hell is this? Power store, nothing interesting. There's a lot of independent firing positions here. See the large hole with the ventilation again? We've seen things like this before. So it's just back to the exit. No. Firing position cannon. Ventilation. I've seen something like that before. And just a lot of walls with a lot of electrical. Alright. I want my steel dome. Okay. This is a very interesting setup of, I don't know if there's a room in there, which there probably is, here to the left. We came from there, so we go this way. This is identical to the other room that I had pegged as command. This is all the cabling going to it. Okay. You can do it without shaking the camera too. Don't know how. Okay, so this is this is the other entrance. So now we're coming in through the other entrance that we were in. This is where the hole in the wall was. Okay. So instead of crawling through the hole of the wall again, we'll just continue this way. Hole in the wall is, there's the hole in the wall, in here. Staircase. What did I say about staircases? No, did we come from here?
Yes.
We came from there. This is where we came down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, because there's a little plastic thing. So we came from there, and this is the tunnel. This is the tunnel to the outside. Well, okay. Where's the tunnel that's missing then? Oh, that was the one that swings back out. This is where we were in.
And as we all know, my life revolves around searching for steel domes around the world. This one was stolen,
at some point after 2004, and it is lost forever due to soulless scrappers, which shall forever remain far, far away from me. Only one more type of this dome remains in the world, and I will find it and show it to you. But this is an amazing place, and certainly this is a place that shows that what the Russians did outside Modlin here, outside Warsaw, before the First World War and a year into it, is unique and different and bloody amazing. Behind me is Werner von Braun's first test stand. Down the road is Deepness nuclear reactor. Over there is the Maginot Line and all its amazing forts. I'm visiting them all and I'm bringing them to you. So I really appreciate you like, follow, and share what I'm doing, trying to document all these important historical locations. And if you feel like you want to watch more pictures or documents that I use for these, go to lostbattlefields.com. And if you feel like helping me out with my travels, because gasoline and travel and airfare is expensive, my PayPal is there, protectionserviceint.com. You are more than welcome, but you don't have to. I appreciate all your support and all your help, and I love seeing these locations, and I love bringing them to you.